later.
Yes. Okay. So we're together, Yulia. Everyone, I want you to meet a friend of mine, Yulia. And yes, that is Julia in Russian. Yulia started off as a client and turned into a friend and now co-creating. And so there's so much you're going to learn about Yulia. She has shifted into her ascension. It's a really cool story. And so we are still learning about all of it, the two of us, what we have to offer together, and it is so much. And so Yulia, hello.
Hi, everyone.
So Yulia is, even today, I just like at a split second said, you know what, let's just record a video today because we've been talking about this. And can I give him a brief, just like a little brief history, just short and sweet?
Yes, from my side?
Yes.
Just about me?
Yeah, just kind of like how you were in a program and then everything shifted. And I mean, do you mind sharing a little bit of that?
Oh yes, I will just like share really fast from the very beginning because I sure it will give someone understanding how important they are and the things doesn't matter in life.
Perfect. I love that.
So I was raised in a very, very small town in a family which is very loving. And as we consider here on earth, it would be very difficult experience because my family wouldn't have money. I mean like we didn't have sometimes food to eat. So USSR broke apart and then it became Russia. I went to school and we never were exposed to other countries except our own and the town. So I always dream about America because a little friend of mine, her name is Masha, it's Maria in American. She brought me actually America to my house in a magazine and the face of her sister who moved to the United States as she was a translator for a US embassy in Russia. So I always dreamed about that and I felt like I was doing it in my parallel life. So meantime, I graduated with bachelor's and master's in teaching. I worked in school, then I got bachelor's and master's in management. I worked a little in bank. And then I got an opportunity to move to the United States. Then out of the sudden, the healing call wake up with me and I went to get my biology degree and then I got into the dental school. And after the dental school, I got into a program to become an endodontist. So right before I started the program, it was actually right before my interview, I started shifting a lot and shifting. It was not familiar. I was not familiar. I was not open to anything. Then I saw Julie in my dream. I found her on YouTube and then all the mystery things started happening to me.
Oh wait, now, so remind me, you heard my name in a dream?
In a dream, I heard about you and about one of your guided meditations about the angels, the name of the angels. So I went on YouTube, I Googled that. I Googled that, I found you on YouTube. And then it took me about maybe a week to message you. And I did. So it was a little over a year. The past year was very fruitful for me in all the ways. I had to stop the program by the inner call and with the help of the beautiful person, I just made the step. It was not easy. Throughout the year, yes.
I just wanted to bring up, so we were actually laughing about this today and yesterday. Like we've actually been laughing about, because you have to find the humor in it because, you know, I always say like, I feel so many some spiritual people are really serious. And I really do like to have fun with it. And so we had to laugh at ourselves and how far you've come from. I think you reminded me the first day we talked, I told you were a light and you didn't even know what the hell I was talking about. You're like, huh? But we've been reminiscing. And so everyone, I just want everyone to know this, watching this or listening to this, that you're going to really hear more about the story. And not only Yulia's story, our story, even how her awakening, her opening up, her ascension has triggered mine to go even higher. So I didn't mean to butt in, but I just wanted to say that, yeah, you heard the calling. There was no reason, you couldn't resist it. Like I tell people, when that calling comes, it's time. And you can't resist it. And it will just keep saying, you're shifting to this. You can keep fighting it, but it's going to get more difficult, right?
Yes, exactly. It's so well said. It's so well said. So we always have like a certain time in this life and this experience in a human being body that we need to step in into our mission and our role. And each and every single of us, we have a very important role, and we couldn't be here without each other. So that's why I think we call the one, because we support and we evolve side by side. We bring each other lessons, smile, light, and love, and we are a big family.
Yes,
So,
exactly. And what was I going to say about that? Something just popped in. So, you know, even me as your mentor or teacher or coach or just friend or whatever, through your very rapid shift. So some days, I mean, so we got to where we were talking every day, and some days it was very difficult for me because of course I get this like mothering instinct and I want to make sure you're okay. And I'm like helping you through it. And I remember one day I told you, because by the way, everyone, so Yulia, she's learning to use her gift in this, like, it doesn't matter like what it is. We're not putting any like names or rules, but she can channel different beings. And sometimes now she's getting where it just channels through her, but sometimes she actually not changes into them, but they kind of, I don't know how to word that. But I would witness this, your face would change, your demeanor would change. And I'm like, oh my God, like, okay. So I learned so much from helping you through it that it helped me become even better. And honestly helped me realize, I am not kidding, there's so many people out there going through this ascension process that my heart goes out to you if people don't understand what you're going through and they think you literally have lost your mind, because there's been days that I have felt I'm losing my mind, but we aren't. We are ascending. And so I just wanted to say that over the course of the next however long we do these videos or talks, you're going to witness so much amazing coming from Yulia. And even the two of us together, I have chills all over me right now. There's a magic that happens. In fact, I wanted to add one more thing. We are gifted healers on our own, but we are very gifted healers together. And I think that's just a message for all of us, that when we come together, that we can really, I have chills everywhere. We can literally move mountains. We can perform miracles. And so as we're talking, any of these videos you watch, we are already emitting the healing and the love from the higher dimensions. Our higher selves are doing the work. We are in the fifth dimension. And so we are sending those love vibes, that the energy to help you heal. So when you watch these, listen to these, please just be open and allow the healing to occur, because you may not think anything's going on, or you might feel it, but you are literally right now receiving the healing energy. Okay, very long-winded of me, but so Yulia, you basically universe forcing you must take this leap. You know, like you don't have a choice right now. And I've been saying you have to let go of anything you thought you were here to do, because even me being a speech pathologist, thinking that was my true calling forever, and got my master's degree, had a private practice, I'm not doing that now, but I'm still helping people find their voice. So there's a bigger calling to a lot of it. So what would you like to share? I would love to hear from you now.
I will just share right now from the perspective of the universal forces and all the beings that are present here in the human beings forms and that are out there that helping us every single day on every single step that we do. My message would be that we're always guided. And right now we are going through what we consider difficult times, but we have to go through this. We have to go through a little rough and tough, what we call, but we need to bring the light, the energy to support ourselves and to support the planet and to support the universe itself. And this is what we are here for. And some beings, they're here to support each other in this process. And I believe Julia, she was doing this as many people out there. And it was my call for me to do this too. She helped me through all this process. She was here for me side by side from the very first day when even I was not truly realizing what it meant being in a light, opening up to the angels and to the God. And I see it from the different perspective of the science, from the energy. Um, but
Let's talk about that, the energy, because you really have tapped into that everything is energy. So do you want to talk about that more now?
yes,
Or okay.
yes, sure. So basically, I see things as an energy and I can see them and I experience. I will just only speak using my words and only my true experience. So I believe our body is just a vessel, it's a house, it's a home that we have to treasure. And it is an energy. Our mind is a very powerful tool and it is a beautiful tool. The tool that is used by us, by many of us. There are so many of us, and we are creating with our mind. Um, so, should I talk about the experiences that triggers us and that the stuck of the energy?
Yes, please. Yeah, we
So,
love that.
so how I can see it, if we go back to the first of all, like if we'll go back and take a look at the mind is very powerful. We have a conscious. By what I mean by this is just be aware of what you do, what you see, and what you actually touch, what you speak about. And there is also subconscious mind. What it means that there are so many things around you that you always keep track of, but you are not aware of this in your conscious mind. And all this is connected to the higher energy forces. The energy, which is like all these electrons, and they're just like flowing out there for you. So as being in this body, we have to have a flow, the free flow of energy. But as we know by the physics, the energy cannot be created or destroyed. So we are in one state, and the energy has a power of being transmitted and also flow from one state to another. For instance, in a chemical state, it all accumulated in a one piece. But if we will turn it into the kinetic energy, it will just flow. So I think, and this is what I experienced, for instance, if you had some type of trauma or emotion where you just stop that energy, and that energy is kind of like in chemical form. So all these electrons, they are so like tightly bound to each other, to like the orbit, to the center. And it's just sitting. It's sitting and it doesn't allow the energy move. So then you will find, for instance, you have a shoulder pain or you have a knee pain. So this is the energy that cannot flow through you. And in your mind, which is very powerful, you think there is something is wrong, right? But believe it or not, because it's so powerful that you can connect to the higher realms of energy and release that energy, release it and create it into the kinetic energy that will start moving.
Yes.
So I know from my personal experience that I went through this myself, and thanks to the beautiful people around me who support me through this process. One of them is Julia, and you just, at the high aspect of yourself, you just can do it. So you can do it to yourself if you are not yet consciously aware with the tools how to use it. People like Julia, people like me, we can introduce you, we can set you, and we can help you out just to go on your own journey, because each and every single one of us, we're capable of doing that, free of that energy. You are energy. Everything is around you is energy, energy and energy. So we just want to have that flow.
Yes, beautifully said. Like, I love that. And I want to add something onto that about going to that higher place, the higher space, the higher consciousness, and doing the work, because I've worked with several children that, with their parents' permission, the children have not even been aware I was working with them. But I'll give an instance, for instance. In fact, I'm going to see if I can interview his mother. But I was working with a little boy, Joseph, doing a reading for his mom. And she was talking about, I think I brought up that her son was drawing like battle scenes, and it was really horrific from very little child, things that he shouldn't know about. But because we talked earlier today, you and I, about that subconscious memory of that other instance that happened, or they witnessed, or they heard, or however this came into their awareness, that's all he would draw. He also was diagnosed with some like oppositional something, there's a term for it. But anyway, what appeared to be a very angry little boy. So I think he was 6 or 8 when I did this. And I asked his mom, I said, well, how about if I take you right now on this journey with me? And so she said, yes. I said, how about we go heal your son? And so I got her in a relaxed state. I said, look, I'm going to take you to him. You're just going to watch. You're going to observe what I'm doing. And so my higher self, covered in chills again, my higher self going into Joseph's classroom, I saw him sitting at his desk. And I always call in Jesus and Archangel Michael to help me. Yulia might do it differently. Anyone else might do it differently. This is just, again, healing can happen in so many ways. So I call my helpers, Jesus and Archangel Michael, and I ask them to come in. And I always ask Jesus to touch whoever I'm working with. Jesus put his hands on his shoulders, I believe, and was asking if he's ready to heal. And I was speaking with Joseph, like, it's time to let this go. Archangel Michael is cutting cords to any memories. And here's the thing. So we did all that, and his mother was moved, and it was beautiful. And I said, well, you'll just have to let me know what happens now, because we won't know until you talk to Joseph. Mm-hmm. She called me later that night, and she said, Julia, he came off the bus, and he came over, and he said, Mommy, you're not going to believe it. I was sitting in class, and someone came up and whispered, are you ready to heal? And from that moment forward, he never colored or drew war scenes anymore. He only he would draw and color Archangel Michael all the time. Mm-hmm. And so again, when we're in that higher space of healing, whether it's child and adult, doesn't matter. I think children are, they maybe because they haven't been here as long as us and aren't carrying as much this time. But I've met a lot of children that carry things. So I just wanted to share that example. So thanks for letting me share that, because it's another example how we can heal when we're not resisting the healing with our thoughts of, I'm not worthy, I'm a bad person, I'm a sinner, like whatever all of us hear, whatever we hear growing up. Because I love my father to pieces. He is a saint in my book, but being raised as a Baptist minister, always hearing just that sinner word can really start to make you feel like shit, to be honest.
Yeah, and I will actually have something to tell about this.
Please.
We are very guided. We should stop thinking about bad or good.
Yes.
We just need to enjoy the process. Believe it or not, we are guided. It doesn't matter if you are consciously aware of that or not. Consciously, again, that's the word that I mean, like in your present life. But everything that you say, everything that you do, you are totally guided. And believe it or not, the people who come to you and they bring the lesson, you come to the person, you bring the lesson. The lesson can be just a smile, or the lesson can be very, what we consider bitter. But believe it or not, you all set it up before you came even to this earth. So trust your guidance, go with your guidance. Thank each and every single person. Each and every single person. Forgive and love them. Love them the most. The better the gift, the better for you. Because as soon as you release that, as soon as you go through this with love, with forgiveness, you will get a gift of energy, a free flow of energy, and it will bring you so much sunshine.
I so agree. And I say that quite often is forgiveness. I mean, it doesn't mean what they did was okay. It was a lesson for us, but stepping away from any judgment, it just means I'm not going to carry this anymore because this is not serving anyone. And so I love that you said that you received the guidance that we get a surge of energy once we release, when we give that forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's beautifully said. Thank you for that. I do want to tell everyone too, when you speak, sometimes it's from like almost speaking from how do I say this? From a different realm. I mean, you're channeling the realm, all the realms anyway, right now. But I just want to tell people, like, when you switch up some of the words, maybe because you've just pulled someone else in that has a message. Now, I've been working with you for a while, so I can tell when you start moving your body or the way you blink or the way you look, that I know what's happening, and it's very cool. And I have to give a shout out to you, Yulia, because I have watched you literally what I would say most people would think is go through hell to get to where you are. And you just kept going. And I'm just so proud of you. And now she's doing her healing work. I can see it in her hands. So Yulia does many things. Sometimes she goes into her healing energy. Sometimes she does light language. I mean, you really just never know. And sometimes she shushes me. There's someone that comes through that shushes me sometimes, but that's when she does work with me. So I just feel like we just got to breathe and soak it in, soak in the love. And I want to remind everyone, I want you to think of it this way. If you can look at your entire life right now, I have called everything in. I called everything in for a lesson. I called everything in with my thoughts, with my vibration, with my beliefs, with my programs. That gives you all of the power because you are the one that can turn it around. You are the one that can shift. And fifth dimensional vibration is knowing that you can manifest anything that you want. One thing I've noticed since shifting in this higher vibration, which is bliss, it is joy, it is love, it is peace. It is something you must feel. That this light, so if you follow me at all on Facebook or YouTube, this light shows up all the time, but it seems to be more iridescent or lighter since I've been raising up. Whatever, and I don't know what that means. I'm just pointing out something that I have no filter that puts this light here. It just happens. And sometimes Yulia has rainbow lights coming in front of her. And so it's going to be very interesting as we move forward. We felt very called to do this together. And it is such a blessing to do it with Yulia and our massive team of helpers. Anything you would like to talk about next? Anything coming up?
Some reason I will just again speak from all of us. And I truly think that by doing this, what we do today and what we call our first video, we're doing so much more. Each and every single one who will be touched by this video, they will receive the gift that will start opening themselves to themselves. And we will make sure that we'll send the energy to each and every single out of there. And we're already doing this. We're pulling you, each and every single one of you, to drive and look this video, because this video will be the first step for you to get awakened and wake up to yourself, to the power of yours, to the love and light of yours.
Thank you. All right. So everyone, that's interesting that you coughed, because now I can talk about that while you recover. Some things you may experience. I have chills sometimes when Yuli and I are meeting and doing the work, and sometimes I yawn. Sometimes we both yawn. Yulia coughs when she is releasing the lower energies from everyone. This is, and let me just point this out. What a lesson for me. It's really reminding me to breathe it out because she is literally coughing it out. So she does not hold on. She's just releasing it to the universe. She's releasing this lower energy from herself, all of us. And it's funny. We talked about that was just one of the things that came up. I knew she was releasing the energy. And so we just had that realization. So what a beautiful gift that we all have, this ability to do exactly what Yulia and I are doing. And we're holding the space. We are sending the love and the light. We're sending the codes, whatever that means. We don't have to know. We just have to accept and be open and allow them to come and allow ourselves to ascend. So that is all for me. Yulia, anything else that you would like to share before we sign off?
Yes, I would like to say one word for myself. I really like how you said about naming codes and downloads. We name it different ways, but believe it or not, each and every single one of us, we have it already inside of our stores. The deal is just to activate it, just to remind that high aspect of you that's always with you, to get connected to your mind and start actually working with your mind from the point of light and love.
Yes.
And bring you to your mission, to the truly who you are. And then you will experience the bliss and the joy by loving yourself, respecting yourself, forgiving yourself, and start just being yourself. And
Yes.
I think that's the most incredible gift that we can offer to you, is just to bring you to the power of yours.
Beautifully said. And then love yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself. All right. Just want to point out a couple more things before we sign off, because it just happened while Yulia was speaking. Sometimes I get like a little like, woo, not vertigo, but a little dizzy just for a second. Little things might happen. Just know it's your shift and it's amazing. And so just go, there's nothing wrong with you. All right. We are here to help you with your ascension process. We are here to help you reach, you know the sayings like reach for the stars. You're really reaching for yourself. You are the star. So we are so grateful for you. Thank you for sharing your energy with us. And we are so thrilled to be on this journey with you. Thanks for signing up for this mission. Love you all. Thanks, Julia.
Thank you, Julian. Thank you, everyone. Sending you lots of love.